Welcome back to My Bride is a Mermaid Anime Review Part 2. This is reviewing episodes 5 through 8. Yep, pretty much is. Now, these episodes introduce a few new characters. One, of course, happens to be the class rep. Yes, she is voiced by. Let's see if I can find her here. Yeah, they also use Chimp in these episodes. Yes, Chimp. See, yeah, the class are voiced by Kate Bristow. Yeah. You have Chimp, basically, voiced by Annie Bowling. hmm Yeah, those are only two new characters they introduced. Well, mostly put was the first episode of this one. It's pretty much Nagasaki and Sato's first day at school. Probably Nagasaki, I think he's here in 7th, 8th grade. I'm not really sure what grade he's in. So they settle in and they realize, oh yeah, her father's the homeroom teacher. Like, oh crap. Because apparently they replaced the teacher for some reason. Yeah, and Son's mother is a school nurse. Masa is the math teacher. Sharky is the PE teacher. And the octopus is some other type of teacher. It's a particularly very odd arrangement. Oh yeah, and also they had to keep a secret of the whole thing of, oh yeah, let's just make sure that, well, we keep the whole mermaid thing secret. Yeah. And the way that Nagasaki finds out that Sun's mother is the school nurse. It was when Shimp got thrown into the role by Sun's father, Gazaboro. He turns over like, oh crap, it's her. He's like, it's Sun's mom. Of course, he should also say Sun's smoking hot mom because she's beautiful. And of course, she does this little funny thing where she hugs him and she kind of buries his like a future son-in-law's face into her chest, which I thought was so funny. Oh yeah, and of course, well, Maraki, the childhood friend of Nagasaki, spends the very next episode. Mari. Yeah. Of course, this whole thing about peeping Tom thing that was kind of weird. Yeah, and then of course, then have our next episode where of course she actually found about Sun's secret stuff. They think of being a mermaid, though they also keep a secret about the fact they're engaged. Well, the fact they're married. That despite their officials had a ceremony, it's like, oh yeah, they're married despite the fact they never had a ceremony. So pretty much she spends the whole next episode trying to figure out her secret because she accidentally found it out just by pure accident. So there was a bunch of water here. Lucky enough that even at one point, even when they're in the girls' room, she's about to spray her with water. Somehow Nagasaki knows about this and takes a full burn of the water for her, so she doesn't get any of like all this. It's like so funny. And of course, Guzbro's like, I'm just like, you dare peep my daughter in the girls' room? It's like, of course, he chased her to the school, so that was so funny. And at the very end, when she's nearly run over by a freaking car, though she kind of basically, it's implied she might know Sun's secret, but it's not fully revealed if she actually does. Yep, but I think we become pretty good friends. Next episode was the first of a two-parter. Introduce the character Lunar, voiced by Karma Lee. And is it just me, or is that this woman tends to follow Todd, or vice versa? These two tend to follow each other on a lot of series I've watched. Like Fairy Tale, she's voiced the character of Lucy Hartfilia. She's also the English dub voice for my friend Edgar's favorite character from Boruto Naruto Next Generation, Sadara. Yeah, she's the voice of Sadara. She also voiced Camelot from the character Camelot. She's, yeah, that female character who's also the world's oldest teenager from the series D. Gray Man. She was also Patty Thompson from Soul Eater, and of course she reprised the character from Soul Eater Not. She's also in Sailor Moon as Sailor Venus. Yes, Sailor Venus, which makes her also another one of these handful of voice actors who go back and forth between Viz Media and Funimation. Either that, or they just love working together. That's probably the reason why she tends to follow Tyler Picard on a lot of series he watches. He does, despite the fact that a lot of the time, Sometimes basically he may not be the star of the show, or he appears for like one story arc. Like in Sailor Moon, for example, he appears for like one story arc because he voices one of the knights, and of course his character gets killed off. And then of course he appears like as a illusion for advisor for the male lead of the series. Yeah, but a lot of the series that she's on, like she's usually like a supporting character for, and she basically voices Lunar. And the way her personality is, yeah, it makes perfect sense the fact she would act this way. Because this character, the way she performs her, probably because they're the same age, it seems like she could have a very similar personality to that of Lucy from Fairy Tale. Though at least Lucy's not basically going to throw it in everybody's face that she's rich. Yeah, everybody knows she's from a rich family. She doesn't do cons like Luna does. Luna apparently was a singer that, well, you have episode 7 started basically just Nagasaki and Chimp just walking home, and of course Chimp goes off on his own, and then of course it starts raining, and then just by sheer coincidence he runs to Lunar, who of course he figures out her secret that she's a mermaid, because you already know about mermaids, and well she apparently didn't have an umbrella with her, and looking up, Sun comes up, basically recognizes her, and of course they take her home. It's like, of course, like don't kill him, don't kill him, and in exchange for not killing him, of course, she already knows. Of course, she figures they tell about their marriage to each other. They're like, okay, I'll make Nagasaki my manservant. Yeah, and of course, well, Nagasaki's parents are intimidated by her bodyguards, but not by Luna herself. Nope. So it's like, okay. And the next day, it's like, okay, she's supposed to sleep in the same room as Sun, but she ends up sleeping in the same room as Nagasaki for some reason. Yeah, the reason for this is well, she wants to be close to her manservant. Yeah, and of course Sun's upset by this. To look out, they're actually holding hands, so because she apologized for it. And then of course she somehow decides, okay, let's just transfer to school, just by sheer coincidence. I'm like, yeah, this happens in a few series where I watch where a character moves into the main character's house, so let's transfer to the school he's going to. Yeah, this happened in a lot of series I watch. That one's basically from high school anyway, so, and of course, everybody knows Lunar is, and of course, her father basically is like, oh, hi, Lunar. Aren't you my rival's daughter? He's like, yep, but I'm also a celebrity. He's like, what? You're a celebrity? I didn't know that. Yeah, apparently, because he lives in the sea, he doesn't keep up with current events. And this starts a rivalry between Sun and Lunar that spreads in these episodes that kind of turns the school into a war zone. Yeah, we have Sun's faction, we have Lunar's faction. Sun's faction simply put looks like a bunch of army dudes, basically with Sun written on them and like a mask. Lunar's faction kind of looks like Cobra Commander if he had like a moon symbol on his forehead. Yeah, the helmets are very similar to him or his. I think it's actually not similar. It's more similar to the Cobra troops. Yeah, that's what it looks like. What? Okay. And they spend the next episode fighting each other, their factions, and then Nagasaki is like, oh no, he's like a wandering in a wasteland, despite that it's freaking school. And the school looks like it's heavily damaged by this, and the teachers don't care. Yes, the teachers don't care. And everyone's wondering, like, where is Gozaburo and his family? They're like, oh, they're just basically taking time off. It's not revealed until like halfway through episode 8 the reasoning for this. So Nagasaki comes to the interesting idea basically of having a contest basically to set up stuff because of course Sun basically wants out of herself because well family, but he's like I'm married to this family so I basically am family too so I'll take care of this. So he basically had offers a challenge to Sun, a singing contest. Yep, and because Sun's a pop bio, why not? And of course, airs on TV, and then it starts singing. At one point, she sings a song that apparently causes the whole crowd to be pixelated. Because if you're wondering what the heck they're doing, apparently all these guys are running around completely naked. Yeah, as in case when it comes to this boy committee, when they find one of them. Yeah, this boy committee actually questions Nagasaki about what's going on. Yeah, he doesn't reveal anything at all. So, and of course, the whole thing of settling stuff was because of Maki being injured, yeah, what actually happened to her is quite ridiculous. And then, of course, then they start singing, and this lasts for a good chunk of the episode. And then to try to get the fighting to stop between the two factions. Oh yeah, and also Sun's father and his two subordinates, uh, Maza and Sharky, sit next to him because it's Sun. And of course, Nagasaki's there because he's Sun's husband. So it makes perfect sense for him to sit there because they're basically supporters of his daughter. So he's like, okay, I'll sit here, no problem. Yeah. Which I think is so hilarious. Yep. And of course, Nagasaki pretty much just sells this basically by going to doodle drawings and beat up everybody that way. And then, of course, the fighting eventually stops. And of course, well, Sun and Lunar become good friends. They hug each other. And then it's revealed via Ren that, oh yeah, the reason Maki got injured, it was by accident. That Lunar had nothing to do with it at all. Yeah, apparently it's the kamikaze that got her. Yep. And then, of course, she decided to, of course, she move in. Oh, yeah, and also Lunar. Yeah, apparently Nagasaki's mom can actually deal with her brattiness by forcing her to eat breakfast. Yeah, because she's apparently never ate breakfast before, so yeah. That's how the episode ends, and, well, yeah. Not much else to say about these 4 episodes. Like, wow, it's like, okay. Lunar herself, like, I kind of expected with the name Lunar, I thought maybe she would be like a blonde. Or, because, yes, I read the manga though was black and white. I'm kind of hoping basically she was like a blonde or somewhere kind of a redhead. I did not expect Luna to be a redhead. That was completely unusual. Oh yeah, and also they of course they had this whole funny thing prior to Luna showing up, where the girl is basically being very friendly with Sun, basically feeling her hair is like so silk, and she's like, what kind of shampoo to use? Salt water. Yeah. Okay, of course he has no problem with her being popular, being friends with girls. He's like, that's perfectly fine. I've got no problem with that. As long as you hang out with other guys, this is fine. Chip, of course, spends a lot of time in episodes 6, 7, and 8 just acting like he's Moses for some reason. Yeah, he dresses exactly like Moses, even has the same freaking staff, act like he's a part in the Red Sea for some reason. Yeah, oddball episodes. Only the first 4 which were hilarious. These episodes were just like 7 and 8 were just odd, really odd. I mean, I think the best thing about episode 7 and 8 is Lunar herself. Like, she is so hilarious. Yeah, and her crazy stuff. But yep, so we got a new status quo with Lunar living in the house. So yeah, that's where to end episode 8. But yeah, not much else to say about these episodes, except they're actually pretty good. I know there's gonna be more characters introduced as time goes on for this anime, but yeah, pretty good. And it seems as though that Nagasaki's mom gets along great with Ren, who is Sun's mother. Yeah, it's implied these two might be actually really good friends. Probably because their children are because they're family now. They get along so well. While Gozaburo has got no interaction with Nagasaki's father. Yeah, these two don't interact at all, which I'm like, that's weird. I mean, yet the mothers interact perfectly fine and they act like they're really good friends. But the fathers, they can care less but interact with each other. And there's this funny moment where when Maki is injured, so Gozaburo takes out a freaking machine gun and starts shooting up the ceiling. Yeah, I'm sure that he probably, since he damaged it, he probably gets a chance to fix it, obviously. Yep, but not much else to say about these episodes. They're good, but very odd, to say the least. Okay, so that's it for this particular review. In case you want to see any other videos besides this particular video review series today. No really major plans for any more besides this one, because no episode today for 7 Deadly Sins. Why? Season's over. That's why. And don't expect a review of that until October. Yep, but until we see the next video, which hopefully will be part 3 covering episodes 9 to 12. Okay? Do see there. Bye.